Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Help, I'm a Catechist. I am a retired Catholic school teacher with 22 years of teaching in a second grade classroom. I'm also the author illustrator of this book, I Am, the Mystery of the Real Presence of Christ in the Eucharist for Children, which, by the way, I will be talking about when I talk about First Communion, but not today. If you're interested in buying my book, it is available on Amazon. Some Catholic stores are starting to find it, and depends on where you live. You could ask your Catholic store if they can try to get a hold of the book. I am the author and the illustrator of this book. But today I'm going to talk to you about this company. It's called Saintly Heart, and they were in a booth next to me in this summer of 2022. And Saintly Heart is a fairly new company. They were trying to let Catholic store owners at the Catholic Marketing Network know they existed, so you maybe have never heard of this company. They started out on Etsy trying to create saint toys for children, and it just blew up on them. They couldn't keep up with demand, so they decided in the pandemic to try to become a company. And I got to know Mike, one of the owners. He and his wife had started the company, and his wife had been hand painting these saint toys. So I heard a lot about their story over the 3 days of being vendors side by side at this conference. I saw children playing with their toys and Catholic store owners going crazy over their products. But you can still purchase direct yourself if your Catholic store hasn't discovered them yet, or maybe tell your Catholic store about them. Again, they're called Saintly Heart, and I don't know if they're being carried by any Catholic catalogs yet. I think they were trying to make a deal on that. It's a pretty new idea. So it's educational play. Now, this says it's a 4-in-1 activity puzzle, and it really truly is. It's saints from A to Z. They have other things, but this is the one I bought because I saw some kids playing with it. And as a teacher, I just thought that is fantastic. And then I bought it and took it on vacation with me. And we were meeting up with our daughter and son-in-law and their 20-month-old grandson. 20 months. So he and I played with this. It was great because it comes in this box, but I put it in my luggage in this bag, and it wasn't very heavy and it didn't take up much space, and he didn't have very many toys on vacation. We played with it every night. 20 months, and he started to learn his letters. So that just tells you how young you could maybe start this activity, and what are the reasons you would want this over some other letter activity or in addition to. Well, there are several reasons. What I love about this, besides the fact it comes in a bag, which is kind of handy too, is they did so much thinking on this activity. I'm just going to randomly grab some of the supplies, and so they won't always match up. So what you get in the bag is you get A to Z, a card, and a letter. So these don't match, but here's the letter A, okay? And here's the letter P. But there's an A in there. Now, what I love that they did on these cards is the letter A is red, so the hard wooden letter A is also going to be red. So we've got color matching to make it easier to find the matching letter, which really helped my 20-month-old grandson. And then this step, I think, is fantastic. They consulted with a specialist. They've got the way you make this letter. You can trace it. So this is developmentally more advanced. My 20-month-old grandson is just trying to find the letter A. We're saying the letter A, he's putting it on there, and it sits inside of that little space. But if you have an older student, like a first grader or a kindergartner, and you want to start to teach them how to make their letters, you don't have to put the wooden ones out. You could say, today, you're going to practice A, B, C, and D, or however many letters you want to put out, and have them trace the directionality with their finger. 1, 2, 3, and it tells you how many strokes and what direction you should make the strokes. So that's a very tactile way of learning your letters. Also, these letters all have a little notch. And the little notch is always in the same place, which is great because you can then put the letters in order. So as kids learn their letters, you can say, let's put the alphabet in order, and everything fits so nicely. But you have to find the A. You're not, even though A and I for St. Ignatius could fit, it's not the right order. So that is something you have to talk through with them. Sing the ABC song if you want. But what I like about the fact that all the notches are in the same place is eventually, after you've learned all your ABCs, you can take it to the next level and put out a few letters, and they can start to build words, like car or go. There's only one of every vowel, of course, but it's just a really good progressive letter directionality, tactile matching, color matching, shape matching. Now, how is it Catholic? Well, each letter stands for a saint. And some of these saints I hadn't heard of. And then what's cool too is I'm a little kid. I'm not going to put the letter upside down. I'm not going to put the letter P upside down because then my saint is standing on his head or her head. So because there's a little saint picture on there, I know which way my letter is supposed to go. So that's another thing as I'm doing my matching. Then they have information on the back that tells you about the saint. So this is where you're starting to take it to the first and second grade level. Maybe you could have a kid start to try to read this. If you're homeschooling, you could have them try to read this and maybe, read it out loud to you. So practice their reading as they learn about saints. Maybe you could do a saint a week or a saint a day. Let's learn about St. Paul Miki, I'm not sure how to say it. Patron saint of Japan. February 6th is his feast day. He was a great preacher in Japan who told people that Jesus was the only way to find happiness. He was martyred for his faith with 25 other Christians, forgiving his persecutors before he died. There's so much information in this one card. What does it mean to be martyred, right? Why would he forgive his persecutors? Each one of these cards is a conversation for when they get older. And maybe it would stimulate their interest in saint books. So I know there's a lot of good saint books out there, but to have the information in a little ABC activity that you can set up in centers, put out a card a week, a card a day. I just think there's so many ways you can use these, and they're a high quality cardboard, a high quality wood, very well thought out. So again, Saintly Heart is the company. And this is just one of their products. They don't have a huge lineup of toys, but their Facebook page is Saintly Heart CO, all lowercase letters. You can find their webpage at Saintly Heart, again, all lowercase, no spaces, .com. And you can order from them online. Now this says this is for 3 years and up, but my 20-month-old grandson was really enjoying just doing letter matching, and we would let, learning more come later. And this is a nice photo of how the letters go in order and how you start to make the matches. So ABC Puzzle, Pray and Play, saintlyheart.com. It's a great activity that I never had the chance to use in my classroom, but I'm going to use it with my grandchildren. So I hope you enjoy it.